Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's TARcast. I am going to, dedicate this first part of the video to the video I posted yesterday at this point. I've been planning to do this TARcast for a while, but I didn't really plan to do that rant until it sort of came up in my head, so I apologize if this is sort of getting in the way of other stuff you may have wanted to hear. I'll put like a time code if you're not interested, so there you go. But yeah, let's talk about the whole Google Plus rant that I posted. I'm just going to sort of pull this up here because you get to hear my very, absolutely, professional mouse clicks, because we only have the most high-quality production values here at the Armed Resistance. But yes, the Google Plus rant is my most well-received video I've ever done. It may not have the most views, sitting at 163 to whatever else video I did that has something like 800 views. And it's certainly the most well-received video I've ever made, because apparently this really resonates more than anything else I've ever done. And my reasoning behind this is, again, because I'm a part of the sort of nerd role-playing community on Google+. And I felt that it was really deteriorating, and it still is, but if I brought more attention to it, said what everyone was thinking, and said it in a video as opposed to just writing it down where no one would give a shit, then I thought maybe it could get some more attention, and holy fuck did it. I very much appreciate everyone that shared that around, because typically when I ask someone to share something around, include like even music that I spend months working on and things like that, I get nothing. I get absolutely nothing. So that really does mean that a topic like this really resonates with people that disagree with it and that agree with it. And I'd like to clarify a couple of things here. A couple of things that I could have worded better in that. So I used the term meme shitlord, which is the term I'm going to continue to use because that's what I've labeled these people. Meme shitlords are not people that simply post memes or are memers, because obviously you know what I'm talking about. People that like have meme pages that just post meme after meme after meme. That's harmless. That's just people posting funny shit. It may or may not be funny to you, but generally they're just posting memes. And so there's nothing wrong with that. I find absolutely nothing wrong with the fact that people post memes. That's perfectly fine. What I have the problem with are these people that sort of harass and raid people in the name of satirical comedy and think that's how they can get away with it. They think that by labeling it satirical comedy, that, oh yeah, so I can be a piece of shit to you and I can just get off scot-free because it's satirical comedy. Because no repercussions for me, obviously, because I'm being a cunt and I don't want to suffer any repercussions, so I'm just going to call it satirical comedy, and I'm going to say, oh, it's just a meme. So let me actually define the word meme. So here we go. The textbook definition of a meme is an element of a culture or system of behavior that may be considered to be passed from one individual to another by a non-genetic means, especially imitation, and that is the literal definition of meme. This rating and intolerant behavior is a meme itself, and not the fucking funny kind. These meme shitlords I'm speaking of all act and appear the exact same fucking way as any other meme shitlord, and they are extremely easy to identify. You can look at any group of people and just sort of weed out, if there are any meme shitlords in it, who the meme shitlords are. By looking at their account, you can basically just look at their fucking name. It's pretty fucking simple. Now, that's not always the case. They can have sort of a meme-ish name, and they can be great fucking people. I've encountered that before. So don't judge a book by its cover. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's pretty fucking easy to identify who's the meme shitlord and who's not. If they just post memes all day, they're not a meme shitlord. If they attack and harass people in the name of satirical comedy, then they are a meme shitlord. So, bait people, fucking raid communities, raid accounts, mass report people for no fucking reason other than they don't like what the person is doing or they're trying to get attention. So, that's what a meme shitlord is. So I hope I've clarified this a little bit. I hope I could have said that in the rant video, but I didn't want to make it too long, and I kind of didn't want to go on for too long about exactly what that is. So if you did watch that and you are now watching this, that's sort of my explanation on the whole meme shitlord thing. And I'm not saying that everyone on the nerd side of things is, fucking solid gold either. We've got a lot of bullshit on our side too. We've got a lot of fucking interesting figures on our side. Things that most people would kind of call pretty fucking edgy or thirsty or things like that. People that are just sort of... Yeah, I don't think I should say this because I want to remain rather family friendly here. You know what I'm talking about. Like, I get if you're going to do, like, the more lewd stuff on there because people are going to do what they're going to do on the internet. The internet is for two things. It's for porn and Wikipedia, basically. It's for porn and YouTube, I would think. At least for me, that's what it's for. Porn, Wikipedia, and YouTube. So it's just sort of like, yeah, people are going to do what they're going to do. Just... ignore it. If you don't like what they're doing, that's perfectly fine. Just don't like start any shit. Just ignore it. There's no use like putting all your time and effort into like, I don't know, what, kink shaming these people because of what they do. But when they are shoving it down your throat and they're like doing it publicly and stuff like that, that I understand. That's sort of when I go, hey, shit dick, fuck off. Go put it in your pants, please. Go get a room, please. Stop doing this publicly. Go talk to the people that you do this with. Not publicly, please. I don't... just stop, please. So, yeah. We do have sort of the bad side on our own, just on the nerdy side. People that aren't meme shitlords. And I did get a couple of comments saying that, yeah, well, you're just talking about only, meme shitlords. There's bad shit on your side, too. Well, sort of, they were generally implying that, at least in some of the comments. I'm like, yeah, that's a perfect argument, because we do have shit on our side too. There's extremes on either side, but I just decided to talk about one of them because that's the one that was on the top of my head. That was the one that needed to be brought the most attention, because generally when this isn't always the case. Generally, when our sort of bad, nerdy, weird people kind of go off the hinges a little bit, they'll kind of do it within their own group, and they won't just sort of literally search actively for people to raid and harass. They'll just sort of, they'll post things publicly, but they won't, attack people like actively. They'll kind of beg for stuff. They'll, get all quote unquote edgy and shit like that. But it's just sort of how things can get. And again, you can't really do too much about these guys because they're not necessarily hurting anyone, but they're kind of just a nuisance in general. So I don't really touch on those guys very much because, one, they don't really bother me all that much because I just ignore them. And the thing with meme shitlords is that they're pretty hard to ignore because they kind of just go around trying to bait anything they can. They literally go around looking for shit to bait, looking for shit to attack, looking for shit to raid. So that's why I sort of hit so hard on those guys, because they're causing so many fucking problems. Because this was once a very tolerant, lovely place to be, and ever since the meme shitlords showed up, like 4chaners basically started showing up, that's when things started to go downhill, and people started to just fucking try and demolish anyone who had even slightly different views. But yeah, I guess we can't have a perfect website forever unless, we properly build one, which I have heard could be in the works. I'm not disclosing who said that, but multiple people have, in fact. I'm not disclosing any of them. But yes, hopefully something new is in the works where we can actually go and, have the same kind of experience that Google Plus offered us over the years. And that'd be fantastic, especially with the amazing roleplay capabilities on fucking Google Plus. Because you can do like text formatting, you can do bold, italic, and these are things that you can do in the YouTube comments too, as well. Oh, sorry. Only the best burps here. Yes, but you can do the text formatting and everything, and it's... Fuck me, it's really excellent, sorry, for role-playing. And if you think role-playing is weird, that's fucking fine. That's your prerogative. You can like it, you can dislike it, you can think it's weird. Just keep it to yourself, dude, because If you attack anyone in my comment section, I guarantee you I'm just going to delete your comment. Don't waste your time trying to harass people on this comment section, because I will either disable comments after a while or I will just delete your comment. I have already included a disclaimer in every one of my videos now, at least newer ones that are coming out, that I have a very strict comment policy. If you don't like that, then go fucking cry about it on Tumblr or something, because I don't care, because I want this to be a sanitary community where people aren't attacking each other all the time over trivial bullshit. I just want it to be a nice, clean community where people can talk about the shit that I have up for videos. Like, if you're interested in the things that I have to talk about. So that's why it's there. That's why I built this website. If you go, this YouTube channel, sorry. If you go back and watch the channel announcement video, which is one of the first videos on this channel, it describes very well how I just want a nice small community. I don't want to be some huge fucking YouTuber or anything. I don't want to have 5 million subs. Like, I'll be lucky if I get to 100,000 subs. And it's sort of like, yes, if I get that many subs, that'll be fucking great, but the problem with having that many subs is that you have all the bullshit that comes along with it. You know, all the fucking meme lord commenters, the meme shit lord commenters, rather. You have all of the fucking idiots in the comment section. You have people raiding your fucking YouTube channel, striking you down, things like that. Like, with a small YouTube channel, you usually don't have to deal with that sort of shit unless you get any major attention. And I don't really want any super major attention. I don't want to be some big controversial YouTuber. I want to be just sort of a decent sized community that I can, discuss shit, using. So it's just sort of, yeah, I don't want to, I want a nice, clean, sanitary community. I don't want it to be full of fucking meme shit lords. I don't want it to be full of fucking idiots. I don't want it to be full of, young kids that are just completely fucking impressionable, that, just take everything you say because you are the great and holy YouTuber. They take everything you say as the word of fucking God. And granted, I'm not really religious, but again, I wish not to argue about such things. But yeah, and that's something I want to mention. I don't give a shit where you come from, what you do, who you are, as long as it's not downright wrong, mind you. If you're like a fucking pedophile or something, then I'll denounce you. But I don't care what you do, what you're into, where you're from, whose pussy you fucking popped out of, it doesn't fucking matter to me. That does not fucking matter to me in the slightest. What matters to me is how good of a person you are. I don't give a shit what you're into. If you're into some of the weirdest shit on the planet, that's fucking fine. That is great for you, because you have something that you enjoy. That's fantastic. I will never criticize you for such a thing, unless it's detrimental to a group of people or yourself. So, if it's not detrimental, go fucking wild. If you're not, like, shooting up fucking heroin every 5 minutes, then if it's not affecting my life, then why the fuck do I care? It's sort of... If you have these weird niche interests, fine. I care not. I really do not. I just don't give a shit. Like, you can like whatever the fuck you want. And I'll be like, yeah, okay, cool. And I'm not saying that because I want to come off as Jesus fucking Christ or anything, but I just wish more people would be open-minded and, just sort of stop attacking each other, because there's no point in wasting your time bitching at someone else over the internet over something you have no control over. If someone is going to like something, they're going to fucking like it whether you like them liking it or not. So there you go. But again, when it does come to really nasty shit like pedophilia, just really like the couple of things, like pedophilia and things like that, that's where I have a problem. That's where if I see any of that on my website, I will raid you. I will get you taken down. I will have you reported. I will have any affiliations you have with pedophilia taken down, because I don't want that shit in my community. I do not want that shit in any community, because it does not belong. It's disgusting. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm Jesus fucking Christ, because I'm just some pissed off idiot from Wisconsin with really bad teeth. I'm nothing special. But I just want to put my message out there a little bit. So this is the first time that I've actually spoken about something like this on this channel, and it's really sort of, it felt really good to do. It felt really good to actually speak my mind about an issue that a lot of people are having and be the only one to really do it. And that was great, and the feedback was great, and I think the fuck ton of subs I got out of it. Like, you guys are fucking awesome for subbing to me, because again, I'm some pissed off idiot from Wisconsin with bad teeth. So it's just sort of, yeah, I really appreciate you subbing to me, and I'm going to stop now and get on to the important shit. The other shit, the actual gaming related shit that this channel is known for. Yay. Okay, so this next bit is actually fascinating. This is Microsoft's take on the gaming industry currently, and it's very interesting. It's sort of a format-ish kind of view on the gaming industry that will hopefully probably try and outlast the competitors. So let's have a look at Microsoft's current sort of outlook to the gaming industry. I'm going to pull this from a GameSpot article. I will leave the link in the description and maybe up on screen if I'm not fucking lazy. Microsoft's Aaron Greenberg has shared some new insight into the company's upcoming Project Scorpio system, which it calls the most powerful console ever made. Asked by Engadget if this is the final console generation, Greenberg said, "I think it is. That's because," he said, "Project Scorpio doesn't constitute a new generation per se because it is backwards compatible. For us, we think the future is without console generations," he said. "We think that the ability to build a library, a community, to be able to iterate with the hardware, we're making a pretty big bet on that with Project Scorpio. We're basically saying this isn't a new generation. Everything you have continues forward and it works. We think of this as a family of devices." So personally, what I think this is I think that this may end up being some sort of like, God forbid, sort of DVD player or VHS sort of thing. Hear me out. I'm not saying they're going to turn this into a DVD or VHS player or a streaming box or anything. What I'm saying is that they're going to adopt the same sort of practice that these formats did, fucking U-matic, fucking Betamax, fucking VHS, they all have their one machine that can be manufactured by a number of people, although in the case of U-matic that wasn't the case. Or Betamax, I don't think. I think only Sony made Betamax units, or did they? I don't know. But yes, let's use VHS. VHS is a perfect example. You have a number of different companies building the same general hardware, and it's just iterations. Only in this case, it would actually be Microsoft just reiterating on the hardware over and over and over again, but calling it the same fucking thing. So just probably the Xbox, even though that name's already taken by the original Xbox. But knowing how fucking retarded Microsoft's naming schemes are, I'm not even going to worry about it, because I already know it's probably not going to be too great of a name. It's probably going to be like some weird modernist bullshit or something like that. I really don't know. But yes, I really think that it's just going to be what they say it is going to be, basically. It's just sort of going to be the same thing, only they upgrade the hardware every couple of years and refuse to call it a new generation, even though it kind of is a new generation. I mean, you have to update the hardware. I mean, games are always becoming more demanding. They will always become more demanding. This isn't going to change. So you're going to have to come out with new generations of hardware every so often. And it's sort of, Microsoft is trying to do this with Windows too. They're trying to make it sort of, you're not going to get Windows 11, you're not going to get Windows 12, it's just going to be Windows, and we're just going to keep, periodically updating it to bring it new features. Well, with hardware, you can't necessarily do that with a software update. You can't just upgrade the fucking hardware with a software update. That doesn't work. That ain't how shit works, Microsoft. You're eventually going to have to build on top of the hardware, and that does constitute a new generation of hardware. It does. You can try and tell me it doesn't, but it does. It's a new hardware. It's new generations of the console. People are going to continue to refer to it as the 20th generation Xbox if this is what you're going to do. You're not getting rid of generations. You may think you're going to get rid of generations, but I don't think you're getting rid of generations, because you're still going to keep reiterating on the hardware. You have to. You absolutely have to, or else you're going to be you're going to be far too behind. So, might want to think about what you're saying, Microsoft, because yeah, I don't think that you're gonna go beyond generations or anything, because you have to keep updating the hardware periodically in the same way that PC gamers have to update their hardware periodically to keep up with the most demanding games. You have to do that too. So you're not exempt from that. You have to upgrade your hardware, constituting a new generation of thereof. So you're not fooling me, Microsoft. You can't just say that you're going to completely disregard generations because you're going to continue to reiterate your hardware. You're making new generations of hardware. You can't change the definition of a console generation. You just can't. Even if you're the only one participating in said generation, you can't change the definition of a console generation. It's already been very well established. So we'll see what Microsoft is doing. We'll see what they actually mean when they say this, because it could mean a number of things. It could just mean that they're going to stop making consoles and just make a streaming box that, eventually make a streaming box that just doesn't need to be upgraded because it streams shit from the cloud. I don't know. We'll see what Microsoft does, and hopefully it's not terrible. I really don't have much else to say other than, Microsoft, I don't really like the way you think very much. So we'll see what comes out of it. All right, we're going to talk about Nintendo again today because, this is the Armed Resistance. If we don't talk about Nintendo in every video, I'm going to get fucking assassinated or something. So let's talk about Pokemon Uranium, the fan-made game that took 9 fucking years to make and Nintendo DMCA'd. Because they really like to shit on people's hard, passionate work. And I understand that the team that made Uranium complied gladly with Nintendo's orders, but they shouldn't have had to. You know why? Because Nintendo, you need to get your hands the fuck off. You are pissing so many of your fans off and turning them away by doing this dumb shit. Like, you take down people's hard-ass fucking work. They worked on these games for longer than you've worked on your fucking own games of this nature, for that matter. Like, how long does it typically take you guys to crank out a Pokemon game? I bet it doesn't take 9 fucking years. Because you have the money, you have the studio, you have all that kind of shit. Nintendo, stop fucking taking down people's hard work. Like, I understand that this is your intellectual property and stuff like that, and you have generally the right, but you also have the right not to do this kind of shit. You also have reasons not to do this kind of shit, because you know what will happen if you stop attacking people like this? You will start getting massive amounts of respect from fans, because every fucking game company that's let people use their intellectual property in such a way has gained a shit ton of fans for it, because they're like, wow, that's really fucking cool. They're letting people use that and they can do whatever they want with it. Like, I understand if you're going to make a game like this and you're going to charge for it using Nintendo's intellectual property, that's when I think they really do have the right to say, hey, get out of here. But if you're not charging for the game, if it's just sort of a passion project you want to put out there for people to, do whatever, it's like what I did with my bootleg of Matt Zoe's Lucky Strike that I put up on the channel, which I want you to go listen to, please, because I really need support. But yes, it's like that. I rebuilt that track from the ground up with no assets from the original producer. I just sort of did it myself, but I used someone else's melody. I didn't sell it because, 1, that would be illegal, and 2, why would I want to do that? It's not even my track. It's my track, obviously. I produced it in full, but I just used someone else's exact melody. So, I didn't charge for that because that melody is not my intellectual property. If I charged for that, 1, I would get sued by Injuna Beats, and 2, I just get a bunch of shit for it that I don't want to deal with. So, and I know that they didn't charge for Uranium either. So Nintendo, what the fuck? Just chill on YouTube, and chill on all of these people that make hard fucking that work incredibly fucking hard to tribute you as these games are tributes to yours. These games are to glorify the franchise, to shed new light on it. and you're just completely fucking pushing it away. People that want to glorify your franchise are just being hit upside the fucking head by you because you're just, you know, big money cock swinging it around, you know. Those suits at Nintendo really need to get something through their fucking head. It's 2016, and if you don't start getting with the fucking times, Nintendo, you're gonna fall down, and you're gonna fall down fucking hard. Real fucking hard. And I know no one from Nintendo is probably hearing this or listening to me, or you're too low to make a decision like this, but you guys need to get like new executives in that fucking company. I don't know how much Kamishima is behind this whole thing. Probably not at all, because the Pokemon company probably handle it. That division probably handle it. I don't know what part Game Freak has in it. So I don't fucking know. I just know that Nintendo needs to get new suits, because the people in there now don't understand how the modern gaming industry works and how the modern world is. They're a lot like my fucking father. I love my father, but he doesn't understand very well how things work nowadays. And it's sort of, you can try and argue back and forth with him, but he just won't listen. He's very ignorant to the facts sometimes. And you can argue back and forth with him, but he will not change his mind, because he's so stuck in the way things used to be. That's how the executives at Nintendo are right now. I don't know if Kamishima is like that, because I don't know Kamishima well enough, but most of the executives at Nintendo like that are like that. They're stuck in their old ways, because that's what worked for them back then in a much younger, less developed gaming industry, as opposed to what it is now. The gaming industry is now mature. It has changed. Things are different. Nintendo, you need to get with the times. You need to stop taking down people's hard-ass fucking work, especially when they're not doing it for anything in return, other than just for thanks. And the joyous occasion of celebrating one of the greatest franchises of all fucking time. And I'm sick and tired of watching you just push it away like it's just a piece of shit. Because it's not. Someone worked 9 fucking years on this, and you just said, nope, go fuck yourself. What a fucking asshole. Really, Nintendo, you're one of my favorite companies, but when you do dumb shit like this, you really piss me off, and you piss off millions of other people too. But anyways, if you really want uranium, you can still go around on the internet and get it before Nintendo probably DMCAs every entry on the fucking entry on the internet there is. Sorry, I can't talk. Yeah, I'd say go get it or snatch it up from a friend, because there's a lot of people that have it that are probably uploading it to various websites. Download it as much as possible to tell Nintendo, this is what we like. We like to see fan-made games. And we don't like to see Nintendo pushing them away and just sort of fucking taking them down because someone wanted to glorify their fucking franchise. It's like, oh, you're trying to be really nice to us? You're trying to say that we have the best shit around? You know, we're the shit? We're the absolute shit? Go fuck yourself, asshole. You know, that's exactly what they're fucking doing. They don't know how to accept compliments, apparently, and I believe they did it with a recent Mother game too, like a Mother translation or something like that. I don't know. I didn't follow it very well, but come on, guys. 2016, and you're still living the old draconian bullshit ways that you have since the fucking 80s. Times have changed, Nintendo. Get with them, please. Alright, so this next one is also regarding Nintendo and Peter Moore. If you're in the Dreamcast community, I don't think you really like that name because he kind of destroyed the Dreamcast. So, and in this fucking article he says, I launched the Dreamcast. Yeah, shit, Dick, that doesn't mean anything because you destroyed it too. So, invalid. At least you fucked it up in America, I can say that much, because they kept getting games until 2000, what was it, 7? On the Dreamcast in Japan, because what's his name over there was just trying to keep it alive as much as he could. He poured his own fucking money into it just to keep it alive over there, and so Japan actually has like Dreamcast games up until 2007, and we're stuck, you know, just not having those, and we have to import them, and suck one, Peter Moore. Anyways, and suck one EA. But this is still an interesting article nonetheless, so I'll stop bitching. But yes, this is EA's stance on the forthcoming Nintendo NX. This is from mynintendonews.com. I will put the link in the description, unless I accidentally close the page and forget it or something like that. But yeah, EA's stance regarding the forthcoming Nintendo NX platform is one of those things people are keen to find out due to the company's high-profile IPs such as FIFA, Battlefield, and Mass Effect. Eurogamer caught up with Peter Moore and asked him directly what the company's stance was on the NX, and judging from the sounds of it, it doesn't appear as though it's a platform the company will really support with big-hitting software. Right off the bat, you can kind of tell they're being a little bit pessimistic, which I understand. Very few people at this point actually know what NX is, and therefore optimism isn't necessarily too much of an option. It's sort of like, yeah, you can sort of speculate what it might be, and you can speculate it being cool, but Nintendo is very unpredictable right now, and we don't know what NX is, we don't know what it will be, because they're very hush-hush about it. I will say one thing, they are very good at keeping leaks, like substantial leaks that actually show their hardware, out of media. I don't know how the fuck they manage that, but whatever. Anyways, Nintendo is a lot of publishers. I'm just sort of reading through it here. We're kind of quiet on the Wii U. What is EA's stance on supporting the NX? He asks Peter Moore, the interviewer here. I don't know. This is Peter Moore talking, by the way. You only get the most professional, scripted stuff here on TARcast, because this is obviously a scripted show with massive production values. Anyways, Peter Moore says, I don't know. Obviously, a lot of details are still to be unveiled. EA has developed for Nintendo for 30 years, and I was famously quoted as saying, we're still good friends. I have lived the console's cycles, ups and downs. I launched the Dreamcast. That's irrelevant because you destroyed it. Anyway, some publishers got, at least in America, some publishers got behind it and some didn't. But certainly EA has never come out and said it won't develop for Nintendo. Okay, and then Eurogamer asks, EA had that special relationship announcement for Wii U, which never really materialized. How do you see NX being different in that regard? It sounds like Nintendo are again choosing a path which is not trying to compete with the other consoles EA supports and simply be another Xbox or PlayStation. Does that make Nintendo a more difficult proposition to support? And Peter Moore responds, Nintendo has always based its success on first-party games because it is a brilliant first-party developer. If you ask that question to them, they would say they have to launch with first-party software first. That's where the dev kits go, where the first dev kits go. And I agree with Peter on that point, even though I very much disagree with him on a lot of other shit he's done. Anyways, yes, I agree with Peter Moore on that. Nintendo is probably one of the most excellent first-party developers out there, but that's not going to keep their console alive. It hasn't kept the Wii U alive. They can't crank out hit after hit after hit every fucking 2 months. They need the third-party support. If they don't get the third-party support, their console's gonna get jack fucking shit for support in general, and it'll just be Nintendo releasing shit like it is now on the Wii U. Name one fucking game you're looking forward to on Wii U that's coming out in the next year. Cue the fucking Jeopardy music. Like, seriously, nothing. I can't think of anything. If you can, please tell me, because I'd like to have something to look forward on that fucking console. But yes, I agree with Peter that they are an excellent third-party developer, but they need first-party developer, but they need third-party support. They just do. You can't deny the fact that they need third-party support to be successful. Any console needs third-party support to be successful, and they need a substantial amount, not just a little bit like Ubisoft at the beginning of the Wii U's lifespan, where they just released a couple of games to test the waters. I mean, like, substantial repeating third-party support, not just limp dick shit. So, we'll see. I don't really think EA is the kind of company to support NX, to be honest with you. I think Ubisoft is probably going to be the first person to release a third-party title on there, because Ubisoft always fucking does that. And we'll see where it goes from there. But I don't trust Peter Moore for reasons already stated. And I don't... So this could go either way. So whatever. We'll see what happens with NX as far as third-party support is concerned. It could be good. It could be bad. at this point it's really hard to speculate. Like earlier on it was a little bit easier to speculate, but now it's actually progressively getting harder because it's sort of things are coming up to a wrap. We're about a year away from NX release apparently. Actually not even a year. Apparently it's supposed to launch in March. So I have a feeling that we're going to hear more NX news at Tokyo Game Show, I believe in September, if I'm correct. So if anything, Nintendo, if Nintendo is going to release anything over the next couple of months about NX, it will be in Tokyo at TGS, because that's sort of their homeland. That's where they fucking originated. So if anything is going to happen over the next couple of months regarding NX, it's probably going to be at TGS, because that's just seems to be how Nintendo wants to do things. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what this is, but I don't have my hopes up for. At this point, I'm just sort of in that niche crowd that's trying not to get excited about it, because if I do, I'm going to ultimately probably end up being underwhelmed, and I don't want that to happen. So again, for the 10 billionth time, we'll see. Alright, those are all the topics that I have for today, because I don't really have too much to talk about lately. For me, the gaming industry has been kind of boring the past couple of weeks, and sort of just, yeah, I haven't had too much to talk about, but a lot of stuff that I'm just not interested in and stuff like that. And I'm not going to talk about it if I'm not interested in it, because I'll have no passion in what I'm saying and, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, if you did enjoy this episode of TARcast, remember to like the video, remember to subscribe if you have not already, because I love it when you people sub. It actually gives me a reason to continue doing this. Granted, I love doing these things, but I mean, what's the point if no one gives a shit? So yeah, remember to sub, remember to like, and I will see you in the next one.